Hello friends, and welcome back to a video I'm doing on how I made this beautiful chocolate cake, and it's super easy, it's vegan friendly, and I have to share with you. Let's get started. So I've fallen in love with Guittard chocolate. I use it for my cookies and it's no different for my cake. Here I'm using the Cocoa Rouge Dutch process chocolate. It is so amazing. It is a bit pricey, however, you will fall in love with it. I'm mixing this with flour, salt, baking soda, baking powder, and cornstarch. And I sifted the flour and baking soda off camera, so you didn't get a chance to see that. Next, we're just adding some cane sugar with 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, dark brown, and a half tablespoon of vegan yogurt, as well as a half a cup of brown butter, or either burnt butter, however you choose to call it. So simply mix that around like that. I'm really looking for it to become smooth and almost non-existent for the granulates of the sugar, if that makes sense. Then I add the flour, but instead of all of the flour, I'm kind of doing it into thirds. So a third of the flour, and then I add a third of milk and vinegar. This is oat milk with apple cider vinegar. So I add a third of that, and I just kind of swap. Then I go add more flour, add more milk, and I'll allow that process to be the case until it's all mixed in well and creates this beautiful batter. Now that my flour and milk is mixed in, I add a cup of hot chocolate along with a tablespoon of espresso, and I mix it in ever so carefully because this has the risk of just splattering everywhere. And look at that batter. I love a loose batter like this. This is what you're looking for more so than a thick consistency. So now I take just 3 9-inch pans. I've floured those and buttered those and lined it with parchment paper, and I'm just evenly dispersing the batter into each of those to create that 3-layer cake. After 35 minutes, the cake is ready. Now, as you can see, it has some bubbles, which means I should have kind of aerated it before I put it into the oven, but I didn't. I was just pressed for time, and I'm like, okay, whatever, and just put it in. But aerating is just simply slamming the pans down once the batter is in there to take out the air bubbles. So they're coming out, sliding right on out of the pan, which is what we want. We do not want cake batter or cake sponge to be left into the pan at all. So this turned out beautiful, and now it's time to decorate. In decorating, I use sprinkles and smoked sea salt flakes, along with a lavender buttercream frosting that I just kind of made up. So I'm not really showing that recipe until I know that this is a recipe that I love and I can remember what I did. But honestly, it was so good. So I hope I can duplicate it, and then I'll have the recipe for you. I love a naked cake. I love decorating in that form, opposed to putting frosting all over the cake and making this very intricate art piece. So a naked cake is how I'm decorating, and in between each sponge layer, putting the smoked sea salt. I don't know why I keep saying roasted. Smoked sea salt and the sprinkles. And yeah, I'm just allowing the spatula to just create this whatever it wants to. And it pretty much created something cute enough and cleaned off enough. I'm going to top it off with beautiful flowers anyway, so it doesn't matter. I just wanted to smooth it out a little bit and make it look prettier. Here we are topping it with more smoked sea salt, and I'm telling you, the flavors of the salt and the chocolate, and Guittard chocolate is chocolate, so that sharp chocolate with the salt and the sweetness is just so delightful. Here we had a second bloom for late summer of the hydrangea bushes and the rose bushes. The rose bushes had already been pruned, but they started growing back, and fresh roses did as well. So here I snipped a few from the garden and just placing it on top of the cake just to make it aesthetically pleasing than the frosting itself did, because again, I'm not an expert in frosting at all, decorating frosting. I am, though, when it comes to creating a beautiful frosting. But yeah, I'm just placing these flowers wherever. As they say. Here's the cake. This is vegan friendly. It's so beautiful, but we gotta get into this cake. Now, I was making this cake because it was my birthday, and I love making a cake for my birthday. I don't mind receiving cakes as well, but trust and believe I'm gonna make my own birthday cake as well. So I'm just lighting some candles. The amount of candles don't even matter. It's just how many I had left, and literally I wouldn't have gone with blue candles because I'm not necessarily a fan. However, that's what was in the cupboard, and I just stuck it on the cake. So here we are with the candles. Happy birthday to me. Now let's cut this cake, right? That's what we want to see. Just a beautiful sponge that the knife kind of like glides through. And this cake was so amazing. The nuttiness from the burnt butter and the amazingness from the lavender and the salt just really creates this delightful taste to your tongue, and I want this for all of you to be able to enjoy it. So thanks for watching.